Sounds right.
Hi guys, welcome to Paddock Show, episode 31.
Hello,
31.
welcome.
We have not been live for a while because I think Kumar and myself were
Busy,
pretty
yes.
caught up with
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So what you have been up to?
I've been chasing some races, local races and also international. We have done 12 hours of Malaysia, which is definitely a good experience, and also the 8 hours of Le Mans Asia Series is separated with 4 hours and 4 hours. That was also very unusually, I would say, unexpected. I was surprised with number of drivers that they compete are actually ex-Formula 1 drivers and very well-known endurance racers drivers as well. So it was a good opportunity thanks to Sreventic and also Asian Le Mans Series for able to allow me to cover some of the stuff there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
I was just curious, some of the updates that you went for the Le Mans, you can find on your Instagram page, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yes, is there. It's all there. I'm actually compiling most of the videos and photos. I'm gonna put some autograph diecast as well. I have been given by Trulli, Delatras,
Wow.
Narayan Kartikayan, and also there was another driver as well that I managed
So
to.
you met Marcus Ericsson as well?
Yeah, Marcus Ericsson. Yes, you're right. Marcus Ericsson as well.
Nice.
And
And
so
he was competing?
yeah, he was competing.
Wow.
Yeah. So next year, I think the Malaysian 12ers will expand more cars, hopefully. And then, if you guys don't know, there were 47 cars competing for Asian Le Mans Series, from LMP2, LMP3, and also GT cars.
Were they all on track at the same time?
At the same time,
At
bro.
the
That
same-
was amazing. man. The
Sepang
sun-
can
Yes.
house so many cars?
Yeah.
Federal Highway lah tu.
kind of okay, justifiable, but it was really good to see how they went close to coast. That proves that Sepang can allocate so many cars
Can
at one go in the straight.
Organizer, the infrastructure okay?
Oh, was good. There were few things that, of course, need to be highlighted lah. I think they didn't open last year for the public, for the Asian Le Mans Series for the past 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
But this year they opened it. All because of Mr. Ajit Kumar, the famous Tamil actor, which opened the floodgates for the grandstand
What's
ticket
his
holders.
name?
Ajit Kumar.
Ajit, not Indra Cik Kumar.
No. I too heavy.
I
Later,
you buka grandstand.
bro, later MOM pun tak jalan. I cannot. But yes, the crowd was actually a lot for Malaysia 12 hours and also this Asian Le Mans Series because of him. But it's given opportunity for next year to see more and more fans coming in, because most of them they don't know. There's no marketing. Do you guys know that Asian Le Mans was coming in? No, right?
I didn't know till I saw the pass on your picture.
Exactly.
I didn't know there was Asian Le Mans.
Exactly. So where is the marketing? I don't see any marketing effort there, because this is why I'm trying my level best. Paddock Show us to ensure that we bring this forward to the fans, that we have this kind of races available in Malaysia as well. You know, otherwise nobody knows, nothing happening.
But it's also very difficult because if you look at how Formula 1 managed to approach the fan, is that they made the fan knows about the driver first before the sport.
Okay.
So in doing so, people are more attached to the drivers. They treat the drivers like K-pop stars.
And they didn't even know PSI of the Pirelli tires. Right?
Exactly. So before they get to know the sport, they get to know the drivers.
Yeah.
That's the different approach that
Agree.
made by Formula 1. That's how Formula 1 became more and more famous these days.
Yep.
As compared to all the other, racing series.
Yeah.
So,
Especially thanks to Liberty Media lah for doing that, and now MotoGP will be kena also, coming soon under Liberty Media mah.
Let's go down to MotoGP this year. You guys attended MotoGP?
Yes, I attended MotoGP. How about you guys?
No, I didn't.
Any particular team that you guys support?
This in MotoGP.
Yeah. Mesti Mark Marquez. Kau tengok kau tengok.
There was a recent statement saying that MotoGP might not last in Malaysia.
Again?
Yes.
So are we axing another race series?
Yes, there's a possibility of MotoGP going through the exit door here. What made me think is real is because next year we will do the launching of the MotoGP, you know.
Malaysia.
Malaysia will do the launch in MotoGP series next February.
testing?
Testing after testing.
After testing.
After the official testing, in between that week, they will conduct a official opening ceremony for the 2026 MotoGP season.
All the teams.
So all the teams will be coming here, and that's gonna be havoc in KL. They're gonna do near the KLCC.
And and there's no marketing about it. I don't know about it.
Yeah,
No,
so
I'm aware of that actually, but
Oh.
I'm just a bit.
they're gonna do a mini track as well.
I'm just a bit surprised or confused with all this marketing effort, and yet there is still rumors saying that we will not host MotoGP again.
What my take
is our
is-
contract ending?
Next year?
Next
Next year
year
was
is
the
the
last
last.
year. So what my take is that they are doing all this is because we know that we're not gonna get the opportunity 27 beyond. So they're gonna try to squeeze in all these activities next year, then wrap it up.
Wow.
I hope not. I hope Sepang Circuit and Petronas take it seriously that we need motorsports. You know, this is ridiculous. You know, we concentrate on other stuff which doesn't give you any ROI, but you leave out your local motorsport and also some international motorsport series that's already there.
MotoGP exits Malaysia, that's a big loss because we've been hosting since 1991.
Yeah.
From Paddock days.
Yeah. Not only that, I think Sepang is also a very it's a well-known place. They do test every year in Sepang, right?
Yes, yes.
And why do they pick Sepang?
Honda
to
is testing this weekend their new 2027 bike and also
Wow.
26 bike. So you see these kind of things like we have been talking about this for many times. You know, they don't want to because of cost. Where are the private investors? I mean, you can still approach them, give them the project, and then show them the ROI. I mean, can work out something. Of course, definitely can. Sao Paulo can conduct a race, which sorry to say is not that I want to degrade them. Their economy is not as good as us. But how can they afford to organize a GP?
No,
Brazil, Sao Paulo.
Brazil's economy is actually quite huge, bro. They are part of BRICS, so they
Yeah, part of it. Yes.
Yeah.
But how are they sponsoring the GP then?
That's
From
a-
where? Is it the private or government?
a lot of it from private also.
Exactly. That's my point.
They have a lot of oil actually, Brazil.
That's my point. Because if you don't approach private sectors, how would they want to give them some leeways, give them some
I
opportunity?
think what we have done mistakes probably is that we have been relying too much on Petronas over the years.
Yes.
And when you heavily rely on Petronas, and sometimes because of the success that Petronas has, no one's there enough. I mean, there were few companies that were brave enough to join, but they were not as successful as Petronas. And because of that, a lot of the fan or normally the sport itself in general rely on Petronas.
Okay.
So because of that, when Petronas now is facing some difficulties, you know, the
Right
focus
sizing.
will shift.
If you say facing difficulties, then why are they sponsoring other tracks?
Sponsoring tracks and hosting is a different.
But you are still money still going out,
Yeah,
Still
but-
commercial revenue.
commercial revenue from sponsoring that
So
is more reliable
why don't
comparing
you
to hosting.
save it for your own nation?
That is something for Petronas to answer.
I mean, it goes both ways lah, hand in hand lah.
Yeah.
You want to do, you do. Don't want to do, scrap it up. Totally scrap it up. Don't make us feel like this, in between.
I think they see other opportunity. For example, they are still the title sponsor for Mercedes,
Yeah.
and they have been since the inception of Mercedes GP, right? And it's no small amount. It's a huge amount of money that they pour inside. Like you said, they could just pull up from Mercedes and they do it for Sepang instead. But maybe they see other avenues as better ways of better ROI instead, which is unfortunate because they pick, like for example, to support Mercedes GP instead of our own national track efforts. But to answer your question, I'm a neutral fan in MotoGP, but this year Marc Marquez memang.
Okay. So
It's
did you notice the decline of Ducati after he left due to injury?
Oh, I think it seems familiar. There's a very similar case in Formula One. It happens when Max Verstappen is not driving the Red Bull car, right?
They are the back markers,
Yeah. So far, I think all the rest of the drivers perform the same as when Marc Marquez is not in the Ducati. Is it the same effect? Do you think it's the same issue?
No, I believe that when Marquez was down due to injury,
Yeah.
of course he worked with his brother Alex Marquez to know the setup and all that. So that's why after Marquez left for the surgery, Alex Marquez was on top. If you
But it's two
notice-
different bikes, right?
It's
He's-
GP24 and
yeah.
25.
Yeah.
But Aprilia overtook them in terms of performance.
Right.
Bezzecchi did very well
Yeah.
in terms of the development of the bike. He solely developed the bike. Martin was only came in after half of the season.
The guy was injured. He can't do any development.
Yeah.
so,
Input wise, nothing. But Bezzecchi did very well.
Yeah.
So you see, the shifting is going to Aprilia for next season, this coming year. So maybe Aprilia might take it away from Ducati next year. And 2027 will be another open season,
Yep.
whereby Marquez is thinking of switching to Honda back.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are changing due to aerodynamics as well. Some of the things they're going to remove. No more the whole shot device as well. So everything will be minimized. Smaller capacity engine, 850cc, and smaller aero packages.
Liberty Media has taken.
Yeah,
full,
they
right,
taken over.
MotoGP?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
I think
our
this
beloved,
year, right?
yeah, half season I think. And our beloved Gunther Steiner will be,
He's owning a team, right?
KTM.
Oh, really? Wow.
Not KTM, indirectly, it is Tech 3. It's a privateer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they are also switching to Honda next 27. Yeah, 27, yes.
We can come back to this, but I see some parallels between when you hire a driver that is so good, is a generational talent. What happened? I think we saw the same in Honda. When Marquez was in Honda, nobody else could ride a bike like him. Like only he somehow took the bikes to levels that other drivers can't. And then now he's in Ducati, we see the same effect. Max Verstappen is starting to do that. Like he can drive the car. Everyone else, they're decent drivers. The ones that in the second spot. Second spot you can see like Perez, Albon. Albon's pretty decent. He's doing well this year. Gasly, I mean, as good as he gets, and they're not bad. Like Tsunoda is a good driver. Liam lost. Okay, and then
Hit and miss.
yeah, but you can see the second drivers are no slouches. They are, but again, put up against a talent that is so good. Why is it that a team struggles to provide a good enough machinery for any other?
I think Max is because he can squeeze every inch out of the car.
Yeah.
Instead of others relying on the mechanics and engineers more, he does more inputs like how Senna, Mika, Michael was doing.
Right.
They don't really rely too much on the car.
Yeah, but
They have their technical feedback.
For Michael and even Mika, right? David Coulthard wasn't so far behind. Barrichello wasn't like in 18 or 19th place or.
Yeah.
They're still.
They were there.
Too bad, yeah, but.
All along they were there.
Yeah. So like, why is it that when someone like Marc Marquez and Max Verstappen drives the car, right, his teammates are like bringing out. It's like P1 from behind instead.
So they rely more on engineers instead of themselves.
Yeah.
I would say. I assume. Or you disagree?
It could also be that the engineers and the designers have been building the cars around the driver himself. So the way they have taken the inputs, right? They have taken the inputs more seriously on Max Verstappen, or in the case of MotoGP, is Marc Marquez. And those input really helps that particular specific drivers. And then when in mid season you keep on changing the drivers, those drivers could not learn enough. There's not enough time. Liam Lawson had only like what, 2 days? Two races.
But I think that's the program as a whole for Red Bull Junior Academy. I think Helmut did that purposely. He just wanted to test water who can become the closest to Max. So that's why he just give opportunity which doesn't last a season or half season or maybe few races. It's since the beginning, 2005, 2004. They already start doing that.
Yeah.
So they're still maintaining that.
It is something not new. I mean, if we go back to Seb era with Mark Webber, after Webber left,
Correct.
Ricardo came in. 2014, he completely crushed
Vettel.
Next season, Vettel left and Ricardo became the number 1 driver. What happened after that? 2018, Max started to put on challenge against Ricardo.
Yeah.
Ricardo left. So until they found somebody who can challenge Max, I don't think that second driver seat will be permanent forever.
But if you can see, the first 2 races they will be kind of equal. If for Perez, I am talking about Sergio. He was actually kind of equal with Max in the first few races of the season, like 2020, 21.
Yeah.
22 also. He was quite kind of close. 23 also. But after the development takes over, a certain team or certain drivers, they will not share information. Am I right to say that? They will keep it to themselves.
It reminds me of the Ferrari days.
Yes.
When Schumi and Rubens were actually keeping information away from
Correct.
each other.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is something that we need to look into as well, because you cannot just blame Max that Max is directing the car. That car is the same. You direct yourself. How you set up the car. If you notice, Friday he's nowhere. Saturday he comes closer. Sunday he wins. How?
Okay, so talking about dominance, 2025 is all about McLaren. And McLaren. And what are your guys' opinion on McLaren in 2025?
I think McLaren already started dominating in 2024.
Yeah.
Proceed.
I agree, but McLaren domination, I believe, started from second half of 2024 until first half of 2025. I think after summer break, if you look at the points gathered by McLaren versus Max Verstappen alone outscored any driver past summer break. So I think McLaren's car wasn't the most, you can't call it the most dominant. They weren't winning 1-2 easily. Even Max's just one car, he can like, I think he was able to put up a challenge and win the races. So I think McLaren dominance was gone by middle of the year. I don't remember why. I don't understand how. But it seems that I think their domination was from second half, where they were trying to make a deal out of Lando Norris challenging Max for the title. It didn't happen, and the first half of the year it was comfortably Oscar, Lando. They built such a big lead, they could secure their constructor championship by when I think slightly before summer break, or slightly past summer break. They secured it already by Singapore, I believe, and then Singapore or Vegas. Could be either one, yeah.
I think it's Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. By Vegas, they already secured their constructors. So I won't say McLaren are the most dominant by the last race, but still, they built such a big lead from onset from 2024 into 2025 that they can allow their drivers to race. The papaya rules.
So Haziq, what's the reason behind the drivers being able to race? I'm sure there are some agreements between drivers that, usually rivalries, they headbutt each other, Hamilton and Oscar, or Prost, etc. But Oscar and Lando still has that gentleman's agreement.
K-pop agreement.
K-pop.
I wouldn't say I know exactly 100% why the McLaren decided to go with this so-called papaya rules, right, where they allow their drivers to battle out each other, because knowing good or legendary teams like Mercedes, Ferrari back in the days, they know which driver they want to prioritize. They know which one is the number one driver, and they know what's the job of the second driver. Even Red Bull does that, right? But with McLaren, I think it also comes down to the driver themselves. It's Oscar and also Lando, who's British, another guy is Australian. If you have someone like one is a British, another one is a Finnish driver, then you know that you will have a certain biasness, not only as a team but also from outside of the team, from the media side, from the fan base, so on and so forth. But with McLaren this time around, you have Lando and also Oscar. And Oscar is a new driver actually. He came in 2023. You might just to remember, in 2023, first half of the season, McLaren was nowhere. They were at the bottom. The second half, especially during the British GP 2023, they started to show their true performance, and from there on, they know that they have the potentials to win the championship. But more importantly, Oscar won the sprint race. He won the sprint race before Lando actually won any format. So Oscar actually won his first race before Lando, and that itself is a statement to the team and also to the fans. And knowing that Oscar has Mark Webber as his manager, and if the fans know about Mark Webber, who's very vocal because he is doing things based on his own experience as a second driver. He doesn't want to be second driver. When he was in Red Bull, he wanted to win championship, definitely. But it's the mind game, and Seb was the better one. But he was not treated equally. Definitely, there was some biasness in Red Bull itself, and he wanted to make sure that Oscar would not be treated the same way as also. So I think if you factor in all that, that is why McLaren decided that they will allow these two drivers to fight each other, because you have to understand their main goal is to win constructors, because the last time they won the constructors was back in 1998. It was even before the 2000 era. They could have won in 2008, but they got disqualified in the constructors championship because of cheating. So winning constructor was important to them, and they need these two drivers. They cannot lose either one. You know, this is not in the case where they are, in a way, they are not as privileged as Red Bull, where they can just keep one driver and just keep on changing the other driver. No, they can't afford that. They can't just take randomly any driver and replace Oscar.
Why don't do that? I mean, why? You can do, right? But why you don't do
Well,
that?
number one, I think both are obedient driver, not as rebel as someone like Lewis or Max, you know, or Seb. These are all a bit more rebel. You know, if you give them the instruction, they will go against you. Multi-21. No, I'm going to win this race. You remember that?
Yeah.
The alpha male.
That's what makes them champion.
Brazil 2023 or 2022, Max was struggling behind, right? 2022. Perez was behind faster than him, but he didn't give way.
He didn't give way. Doesn't want to listen. Because these drivers, they have their own arrogance, they have their own ego, and that's what makes them a champion.
Haziq, Eugene, I want to ask, what is papaya rule? What the hell is that? It's a mess, you know. For me as a whole, it's a mess. You know, you're allowing so much of controversy inside the team. You're flashing your biasness in the media, in the fan base, and everybody that around you. In the paddock, they know they are biased. They are basically into Lando more compared to PS3. So if they say equal treatment, I didn't see any equal treatment to PS3. So many occasions. Singapore, Monza, what the hell is that? If your engine blue, so you want to make PS3's engine blue as well.
I think
Equal treatment.
I think right. Ever since papaya rules, they let the term slip out. Papaya rules. They've been trying very hard to avoid saying papaya rules, so they do it differently. If you notice, they don't say papaya rules anymore. They don't say, today papaya rules. Remember, you are free to fight, but papaya rules. Ever since that papaya rules fiasco, they decided to do it differently. Oscar Piastri, he had a 104 points lead to Max Verstappen. How did a guy that is so good to build a 104 points lead ahead of Max Verstappen and 34 points
34 points
ahead of Lando Norris? How does a guy suddenly forget how to drive the car?
It bothers me.
Yeah, like I think 3 races. You know, how does he suddenly forget to like Baku? He won the race last year. Super dive bomb past.
But he made a mistake in Baku though.
Yeah,
twice.
Exactly.
Despite.
Qualifying and race.
Exactly. What a good driver. Like Baku is one of his better tracks, and somehow he just make mistakes. I don't know. It could be a coincidence. If you look at it from a more like not so diplomatic view, I suspect McLaren like they did something.
I think they make that decision after Oscar has slipped a few points by making mistake. If I were to
From
go
Baku,
back,
that one.
not just Baku, in Silverstone he got a 10-second penalty because he braked erratically.
Right.
He got a 10-second penalty, and from that mistake onwards, I think they realized that if you're gonna make mistake, we're gonna punish you in some way.
So why they never punish the pit crew which bottled up?
Are you gonna punish it on track?
Norris's.
If you're gonna punish the pit crew, you're gonna punish it behind closed doors lah. How are you gonna
But
punish
still,
them on
why you
track?
penalize the driver then?
That is something for McLaren to answer.
Coming back to dominance of McLaren, Deep Andrew, Stella, and Jack Brown play an important role.
Oh, definitely.
In what way?
For Zach Brown, winning the constructors is already what do you call it?
As his priority.
A priority, a crown jewel for him. You know, that is something that Ron Dennis could not achieve for many years.
What do you do different compared to the other CEO? Team principals.
Hire masterminds from Red Bull.
Yeah.
No, but I think, to be fair, I feel McLaren, why they allow two drivers to run is also because they run it as a business. Red Bull has the backing of the budget of Red Bull itself.
Yeah.
Ferrari is a legacy company. They don't care their performance. They don't care first, second driver.
Or last.
or last.
McLaren runs it as a business.
They-
just
they-
like Williams.
Correct. So they run it at business first. The CEO is Zach Brown. Zach Brown is reports to who? His Habibi. Right. His Habibi is the one that they want to see that at the end of the day is profitable.
Revenue, yeah.
And what's most profitable? Winning constructors. Winning drivers is not profitable. So priority number one, make it profitable, and then next they sell all the retail space on the car. If Zach Brown want to maximize all the stickers on every square inch of the car, he would do it. But that's his modus operandi, is just to wheel and deal. So he gets the money. He doesn't care about the two drivers. Let them fight it out as long as they bring in the points.
But more importantly, they've secured both drivers, constructors and driver championship. Doesn't matter. I think for Zach, it doesn't matter to him whether it's Lando or Oscar. As long as he secured both drivers and constructors championship, he has done his job, achieved
How about the
objective.
design of the car? Does it play in
For me, yes, it
for dominance?
plays important role because they actually adapted from RB19. Since 2023, they copied bits and pieces from there, and also bringing Bob Marshall inside McLaren helped a lot. For the car to be so consistent as they evolved.
Yep.
Not a new car, yeah. It is basically not a new car. If you compare to 2023, 2023 until the latest season, the car looks exactly sometimes similar. Only track specific changes, and maybe small improvement on the side pod, arrow wise, a bit here and there. But if you look at the back end of the car, it still reminds me of the RB19.
Yeah, but
You're saying that this dominance is car driven, not
For me, McLaren
not
car
driver
was
driven?
dominant. That car was a hell of a bulletproof
A
car.
combination of both lah. I would say
Combination.
you need to have the consistency of the driver as well. If you have like Mercedes, for example, you have George Russell, but you have another one. It's a rookie driver, Kimi Antonelli. I'm not saying he's not good, but he's not up there yet. He has shown potential, but he's not up there yet. Even Red Bull, it's completely the difference is huge. If you have a really reliable driver alongside Max, they could have won the constructors as well. Yeah.
So consistency was the key.
And also not forgetting that yes, they initially first copied RB19. They took inspiration from RB19, but then after that, there's the flexi wing controversy.
Yeah, a lot of things that
And
McLaren, was
McLaren, I
involved
think
in.
again, Zach Brown, what he did as a business decision, I think he was one of the first that hired Andres Stella, an engineer, to be the first TP. Before that, TPs were all Quintus Steiner, people who make money when they have no engineering background.
No technical
Correct.
know-how.
So I think one thing he did that was ahead of the game was he hired a technical guy.
But
as
Ferrari
the
did
TP.
it before.
Yeah, Ferrari.
Matteo.
Ferrari is a corner case. Everything they do right has an opposite effect.
I think they really messed up firing Matteo lah. Okay, never mind, carry on.
Andres Stella was from Ferrari. Also,
Correct.
Exactly.
So
Stella was from Ferrari. Now you see all the TPs are all engineers. You see James Valls is an engineer. Komatsu, engineer. So I think that
Jonathan Whitley is also.
Whitley, yes. So he said
All wanted the TP position.
So he set a good trend. In a way, it's a business decision first, but it somehow worked out for them. And having Rob Marshall, it was like the perfect storm.
Rob Marshall plays a big role in the car.
That guy is secretly behind those doors. He's very good at finding all the small little grey areas and loopholes. Yeah, so people started realizing how come the wings flex when on the straights, and what kind of effect then. Ferrari started doing it, and then we thought that Ferrari are back.
McLaren was not short of controversy. A lot of things that they do illegally, but they within the rules. Grey, I would say. Flexi wings.
There was a recent controversy of
the beep.
Disqualification
Disqualification as well. We'll come to that. That is very technical.
What about the brake cooling at one
brake
point?
cooling, the tire coolings.
Yeah.
So many things that they have
tire
questioned.
cooling,
They were
brake cooling,
questioned. The skid blocks and stuff like that. They were not clean slate as people think they are. They are already involved in so many technical infringements. Even back then in 20s, 2000s, 2008s, even the 1980s, they were involved in certain technical infringements. So they are not strange towards that. But if you look at other teams, I don't really see them involved in such a big fuss before. If the last I remember was again Ferrari with the dashboard.
And before that,
engine. Other than that, I don't see. But McLaren is always there, with this kind of controversy.
I wouldn't say that in this period of regulation, a lot of the team has been disqualified many times also. Mercedes in Spa last year, and then
Ferrari WQ
Yeah.
in China.
Yeah.
So to say,
But that infringement is a skid block infringement.
But I guess this is the nature of F1. You push the rules to the very limit. There's no such thing as just going by the books.
Okay.
But if you look at the history, every team have disqualifications.
yeah.
Yeah, and you
When
find
was the last time Red Bull got disqualified?
Red Bull, I don't. You might want to check. I don't remember.
You know why? Jonathan Whitley was behind him. Back
The
in days.
the legal master.
Legal master. He understand the sport. He
Actually,
doesn't-
Ferrari in Sepang also had that tolerance gap for the barge board.
Yeah, even Mercedes did the illegal wing DRS in 2021.
Illegal wing DRS.
Yeah, the gap was bigger
Oh,
than
yeah,
81
yeah,
mm,
yeah.
bigger than what is
Yeah,
allowed.
everybody started touching.
Yeah, somebody go and start, you know.
But to be fair, like every during the Red Bull dominance time, you don't see so much dispute for their car design throughout the
Okay,
dominance time.
I come to that also.
Yeah.
Now, you see, other team has done it before, right?
Yeah.
Was there a huge media coverage on that?
On which one?
Once disqualified, done deal, right?
Yep.
No defense, no argument put forward. But certain media, British media, when both McLarens were disqualified, you know how much they fought, how much defense they put forward for the McLaren team. They say it's a waste of effort, it's waste of money. You know, you are ruining people's weekend.
Yes.
You know, all the money and effort put into.
Bro, that's
But
the
you
job-
already,
Bro, that's the job of the media.
yeah, it
You
is.
have to play
But
the narrative, you know. Because
You-
if I'm a British, right, it's been years
No, bro.
since a British team won a constructors championship.
yes, understand. But why you didn't put forward this argument for other team to be equal?
Of
When you
course.
say you are equal.
Of course, bro. If I were a British media also, what makes money? At the end of the day, you have to have the right narrative. If I'm having a meeting right now to talk what's the headline for tomorrow, I'll be wanting to be covering something that defend the British team,
But why
so
they
that
remove-
people will read about it, people will approve, people will like my
Okay.
headlines. That's the
Yeah.
job of the media.
Okay,
Just-
fine.
It's for them to sell magazines,
Yes, for them to sell
news.
magazine. I
Okay.
mean, we as fan, of course, we look at it. This is completely
Ridiculous.
biased.
Mm.
You know, even the drivers call it out. Fernando is one. You know, been
But for
telling
them,
people
it's for
this
the
is
media,
very biased.
is what
But-
sells.
That's the job of the media.
But if that's the case, then why they remove the post after that? If they think that this is the job of the media,
I
right?
think at certain point, if they felt that they have reached certain limits and it becomes a bit more controversial rather than being, you know, slightly biased or something like that. They take it out.
Okay.
But to say they're being
So before we go to the next segment, do you guys see this dominance continuing with the 2026 reg change?
there's an unknown territory there.
Because
Alright.
So many things going on.
Kumar, maybe you start first.
I think you have to keep an eye on Audi and Mercedes.
Let's focus on McLaren.
Okay, McLaren, I think they will benefit from the Mercedes engine. Aero-wise, Bob Marshall is there, so should not be an issue. But tackling the grey areas for the start of the season, I would put my money on Audi and also Mercedes.
So you're saying that McLaren will lose their combination
They will lose the domination, yes.
2026?
Yeah.
Haziq?
I think Aston Martin will dominate in 2026.
Yeah.
Combination of Eddie Newey, Honda, and a few more key personnel that they've managed to brought in, and not to mention the state of the art facilities.
wind tunnel.
Eugene?
You know,
I feel it's for a team to dominate, you need three things. You need the driver, you need the engineer to produce the aero for it, and also you also need the engine, the power. So if they have all three things in line again, Mercedes looks like they're the front runners. So yes. Do they have the infrastructure? Currently, their team led by Andrea Stella and Rob Marshall is good. Do they have the drivers? Their drivers are still good. So they will be in contention, but off the bat, it really depends on how their aero
shouldn't that be Ferrari?
So anyway,
So you guys are saying that 2026 will be a total reset.
Yeah, but I would put in Haas inside as well. You know why? Toyota's infrastructure,
Mhm.
the new simulator, all the facility that they can use in Cologne,
but
France.
Ferrari engine, is it? Ferrari engine is a big question mark. Ferrari, right? Their engine will come out either a tractor or very good, right?
I think we cannot
There's
just blame the power unit of Ferrari. Power unit of Ferrari has been doing, I've been showing promises since 2020.
And they still have customer
2022.
engines. Engine
Alright.
customers is very
When
important
Bi-
for their data.
When Binotto left, he actually laid a good foundation of that particular power unit. So I don't blame the power unit. I will blame the management, John Elkann, and also the crony, their crony lah.
Yeah, I feel
Their group of members, because they don't allow feedbacks. They don't allow proper driver to
Criticism.
really take the lead. Like Lewis Hamilton, he likes to take the lead. He's been vocal quite often about it.
send
But-
documents also, send dossiers over.
But nothing is happening. So
Somehow they forgot how they won championship with Michael. You know?
No, they didn't forget. It's just the people who won
The people,
championships with them
yes.
left already, so they
you
just
see,
go back to their home.
during
race
Michael
themselves.
Day, it was all mixture of so many continents. You know, French, there were French there, there were Africans there, there were
British, yeah.
British there, there were Chinese there, there were Japanese there,
Literally,
Bridgestone.
Michael
So
took all his team members from Benetton and
to Ferrari,
Yeah, yeah.
migrated to Maranello.
Yeah. It took him 8 long years to be dominant. You have to understand that. From 96 until 2000. Took him 8 long years to create the dominant team. So it's not that easy as we say.
So with that in mind, do you still think McLaren will still lose their dominance? Because they took quite a while to be dominant.
If Godspeed allows, they will lose.
They will lose.
I feel they will be front runners still, because Mercedes is very very promising. All the
Yeah.
all the
I would say
noises coming.
the power unit is good. Mercedes power
Yeah.
unit.
And there's a controversy going on at the moment that Mercedes and also Red Bull power unit
Yep.
are running some grey area in terms of the pressure, or what do you call that, compression ratio from 16 to 18, something that range that they are managing to. When the engine is cold, when the power unit is cold, they can run on 16. Okay, 16.1 or something like
The
that.
16/0, that's the ratio
Yeah,
that's
correct.
been allowed by the regulation.
So when you exceed more than 18, it's already illegal. So when it runs on a hot temperature on a race condition scenario, they will have 15 more horsepower advantage compared to other manufacturers.
But I think this will be tackled easily by FIA. I think FIA will set up a condition where they can properly test the compression ratio just to make sure that they comply with the regulation.
So before we close this segment, who's your money on?
My
2026?
money on
One team.
I will go with Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Georgie.
Aston Martin.
2026. It's got to be one of the manufacturers. I think I'm gonna go with Haziq. I feel Aston Martin has
Aston Martin.
Yeah, Aston Martin has the potential there. If but they have the right resources. They have the right personnel. in place.
Mercedes can do well.
Oh,
You
Mercedes.
never know Mercedes.
Yep.
They might pull a surprise.
But they need a driver. I don't think George and Kimi is at
So
the
you
level.
guys out there,
Back to differ.
Back to differ.
You look at the result this year. I see a lot of potential.
I
George
have a
and-
doubt lah, man.
I-
George
Umar,
and
I think we'll let the fans comment in our page who they think will win, and we'll give them that diecast that you said as a free gift
Can.
if they win it.
No, because if you take out two of the McLaren drivers, the top two drivers are actually Max and Josh.
So his Max is there lah.
Yeah. Not even
George
the
Russell,
Ferrari
George,
drivers.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
In all the races that George Russell was supposed to win, he won. When the Mercedes looked like it
That's
was
right.
supposed to win, he won.
I do choose Mercedes, but then I still doubt the ability of the drivers.
I think George Russell is a bit sore now because Lando Norris won the WEC.
No.
Because he likes
For the fact that
Adrian Newey.
yeah, I agree with you.
you like
For the
Adrian
fact that Max has been testing Mercedes, sometimes Aston, sometimes Ferrari. It points me towards that somebody will be exit from Mercedes.
Okay, so I think we take a break and then we'll come back about highlights in 2025.
Okay.
Hi guys, welcome back. Now we're back with 2025 highlights. So you guys, what is your takeaway from this season? Eugene?
This season, I think I'm a Ferrari fan, despite what I wear today. One of the parts that I felt most hopeful this year for Ferrari was when Lewis Hamilton won the China Sprint. It felt like things were starting to get together. You're gonna get ahead with a full season of Ferrari competing. They brought over the momentum from last year, finishing second, and then Lewis Hamilton is the perfect marriage of brand and performance. and you know his skill is still there. He's not washed, and he won the sprint, and then next day double DQ, and it just went all downhill from here. I think it's a very reminiscent of there's so many scars, but 2022 I remember I told myself I don't mind a Ferrari dominance because Charles Leclerc just won Australian GP. He led the championship by like 30 plus points, Grand Shalom, and then I was like, yeah, okay, this is Ferrari's. I'm okay with a Ferrari dominance, but same result. Yep. So I think that point was the turning point for me, where I felt that I knew that the season was gonna be tough. So yeah.
So do you think 150 million is just down the drain for Ronaldo to spend on him?
I mean, you have to look at the statistics though. He's the first world champion to join a Ferrari and never got a podium in his first season. And also for Lewis Hamilton himself, as a personal record, this is the first season, the only season in entire Formula One career, he never got a podium.
Was he beaten by Charles in the standings?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's the first
Charles
time as well?
beat him, yeah.
Is it the first time as well? He got beaten by his
I think he got
teammate?
beaten by Jensen once.
Or Jensen
George
and
Russell
Nico,
beat him
yeah.
as well in one of the ground effect era, 2022 I think.
2022.
If you guys were Lewis, what would you be in your mind right now?
Balik England lepak.
Collect paycheck lah.
Collect paycheck already?
Yeah, 150
Nah, still be rise lah bro.
Dah 41 apa
Do you
still
still
right?
have that drive to get that number 8 title? Or you it's like I'm contented with my salary, I'll just finish another 2 years and bye-bye F1?
I think if you're in his position, it's a new rule set. There's still the opportunity, and he would still chase it as a racing driver. If you don't go for the gap anymore, you might as well just let somebody
No,
else.
the thing is that
Another Alonso?
maybe, but this new regulation might change a bit. Might help him also due to his experience, and they are doing major changes in terms of his steering wheel, in terms of the car feedback that he's giving for next year. So I think there is a chance that he might be there, maybe top 5 or top 10, or maybe be the next Kimi Räikkönen to exit the door lah.
Haziq, how about you? What's your highlight for this season?
I'll probably go back to the British GP. I think number one reason probably because Nico Hülkenberg got his first ever career podium. Because me personally, I followed Nico Hülkenberg since his A1 GP. You remember A1 GP? It was an awesome racing series.
Germany.
He represented Team Germany, and because during that time Alex Young represented Malaysia.
Malaysia.
We have a whole team that represented our country in yellow. So it was fun to watch. But at the same time, I love watching Nico Hülkenberg. You can see pure talent. And A1 GP is not like Formula One. All the teams were given equal cars. So this is really down to the team members and also the drivers' skill. So when it was announced that he were to join Formula One, I had so much, anticipations and also hope for Nico Hülkenberg. He has shown potential. He got pole in Sao Paulo. Remember 2009, I think? 2010. Brazil. But then he faced a few unluckiness lah.
Maybe the decision that he took was wrong lah.
Yeah, but he almost got a podium in Germany 2018. It was a wet race.
2019 Hockenheim.
Hockenheim 2019.
Yeah.
2019. I think all the both Mercedes cars went off. Kimi went off.
The dolphin nose.
And suddenly Nico was in third place.
Wow.
I was like, oh, this is really happening.
Yes.
Finally, Nico after 10 years, he's going to be a podium winner. Few more laps.
Unfortunately, no.
I think like 5 or 6 laps more before towards the end of the race, and he lost control of the car, banged the wall, and that was it. And he left Formula One. And I thought, okay lah, that's the end of his career. Came back with Haas, and then eventually with Sauber. Oh my god! And out of all the season, out of all the races, it was this year, 2025. After 16 years in Formula One, can you imagine? But then again, it like if you look at him, the way he handles his emotion, that's your first career podium, He handles it just another racing day. I think like for him, that wasn't his goal anymore.
Do you think he has matured from his Force India days?
Oh, definitely. I think as a person as well, not just as a racing driver, because he's also a father, a husband and a father. And I think the priority has shifted. You know, like for him, having to finish the race safely was the most important thing for him really, at this point of time. Getting a podium and all this is just a bonus. So I think you can see from the reaction, it's not the same like for example, like if it's a Isaac Hajar winning his first podium, the reaction will be different. You know, for someone like Nico, it's completely, to him it's just a bonus. Yeah.
Right.
But that's one of the major highlight. But also it was also a turning point for some of the drivers. Max, he could have gotten second place. He lost control of the car during at the safety car restart. Remember, and then that allowed Lando to overtake him, and Max had to fight all the way from the back again. Managed to finish 5th eventually. Oscar got a 10-second penalty. He could have won the race because, but before the safety car restart, he braked erratically and
so many decisions I think was taken wrongly.
And it was a wet race also. So I think one of the best Grand Prix of the season. To me, that's one of the best highlights. 2025.
For me, there are few. Okay, first thing first is Red Bull with Christian Horner. The issue that involved him. We don't really know until now. We don't know what the real reason why he left. It's still a mystery, right? Okay. So, I think from my point of view, it wasn't about the girl or something like that. This was
not the scandal.
Not the scandal. It was just a drama about the scandal or something like that. This is my point of view, Okay, so what actually happened is because after the owner died, Dietrich died. Okay, there was a power struggle inside the team.
Yep.
The owner wanted to take over every inch of percentage of the ownership of the team so that he can be the lead, the boss, the big boss of the Red Bull Racing team.
Like Toto.
Okay, like Toto, yes, exactly. So what happened was Thailand Red Bull was agreeing with him that they were supporting owner to take over the team. Okay, as a boss. So, but Austrian were fighting. They did not want the team to be, slipped away from their hands. So what Helmut did, Helmut blocked as much as possible, maximum block that he could to save the team. If you ask me, right, this is one of the reasons stop the whole team's vibe. The development, the drivers, changes, the issue within the team, the mechanics going off to another team, Audi, stuff like that, going to Sauber, going to Mercedes, going to, everywhere, McLaren, for instance. Many of the staff already left. The senior staff, only Max left, now. Helmut is gone, Max is the only one in this, the team that they have built up together to be in the team still.
Adrian left, Jonathan Williams
Everybody left. So that actually hindered progress of Max. If not, Max could have won easily championship. If you are wrong, if I'm wrong, in that instance, I don't know how to put it that way. McLaren wouldn't have had any chance of winning the Drivers' Championship this year if this issue was handled properly.
Okay. Any other
So
highlights?
that is one thing, and then also Isaac Hajar and Tsunoda is one of the highlights. Tsunoda had 5 years. He was under Honda's umbrella all the while. Actually, he's fast, very fiercely. He's very good in developing car in terms of simulator. So after the second half of the season, when you see there's a progress in the car, it was actually his effort as well. Driving simulator for hours. Not taking the holiday gap that everybody driver had the chance to, but he was there with Max, developing the car. So that is one of the things that improve RB21, right? Another one is Isaac. Of course, he from kid to be on the podium to go to Red Bull Racing team it's a good journey, and it's also another French driver going through the ranks properly. Again, Red Bull Junior Academy, giving chance to new drivers. Which other team is doing that?
Yeah, and Isaac came a long way since the first race where he spun during formation lap and put the
car and crying. I mean, which other team does that? Bring so many young people into Formula 1, giving them the taste of Formula 1 car. Now RB Lindblad is coming in as well.
I think half the grid is former Red Bull drivers, isn't it?
Yes, bro.
Science.
I mean, people kacam Red Bull for this and that, but they don't see the picture, the big picture.
Yep.
That even though you don't have chance in Formula 1, you have plenty of chance in WEC, you have Le Mans, you have IndyCar, you have Super Formula. All our Formula 1 drivers are everywhere. So, I don't see it's a bad thing for, people come and go in Red Bull camp.
So talking about young drivers,
who do you guys think performed the best in 2025 or as a rookie?
As a rookie, for me, it's Isaac.
Isaac.
Asher.
Yeah, Isaac is.
Yeah.
Isaac also.
If I were to rank, I put Isaac first. Second, I put Behrman. Third, I put Antonelli.
Behrman's racecraft is amazing. You need to see how he reads the race.
Yeah.
He's very good in reading the race.
Yes, you have to give credit to Botoleto as well.
Yeah, Bortoleto is fine. He had some issues
Second
after
half.
second half.
Second half, he beat Hulkenberg. But back to your point of
Behrman.
Behrman actually beat Ocon quite resoundingly this
Yes.
season in points total and in qualifying hit to
Correct.
hit as well. So that's pretty impressive for his first season. And Ocon is a seasoned veteran. So I feel Behrman, the batch of rookies were good, and it was a good season to introduce them in where there's no pressure of new regulation. Yeah. So I thought it was a good move.
I think he will be replacing Hamilton.
Wow.
All the way to Marinello.
Why not?
Why not? Huh? He is a Ferrari driver, right?
Yeah, he's under Ferrari. Yes.
He stepped in place of Sainz when Sainz had his appendicitis.
Yeah.
Finished in the points.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
He
How
was
do you
good.
guys rate Williams this season?
If you ask me, how do I put it in that way? Impressive is a short. It's not the word that I.
For a team that decided that they're gonna throw away this year, that they said this year we're just not gonna concentrate on developing anything. They finished 5th, and they said we're gonna as early as possible pull the plug and just start 2026. James Valls from the get-go, he already said that it's like we're gonna give up as soon as we can so that we can go to 2026. And if this is giving up, what does putting maximum effort look like? So
What impresses me is that Sainz, he got podium before Hamilton, man. And in a car,
Twice.
2 podiums,
He
and
beat
in
the
a car,
team that he left.
and in a car that is not capable of winning races. So I mean, that's the differences in how you adapt
He had a bad start of the
season. Yeah.
Very
People
poor
were talking about
Very
him
poor
like not having able to
But
adapt.
he managed to come back and prove that he's.
How
worthy
long
of the
does
seat.
Lewis needs to adapt?
Oh boy.
Other
As
than
long as
that,
he wants.
It's also a highlight to say that all the teams scored points this year, right?
Oh yes.
Every team.
Every team scored point.
Yeah, but my deepest condolences to Renault for leaving the sport after so long. They had a good run,
Yeah.
but I think they'll come back. Like eventually they'll come back.
But they sold everything, right? All the infrastructure, everything, all
Yes,
gone already.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard to
Alpine now.
restart that.
So the problem is when you have one power unit given to you, how you gonna design your car, integrate the car based on the power unit supplier?
you ask
and then-
McLaren, they won a championship with it.
They won a championship, but they are using their own gearbox, right?
Yeah, but
They're not using Mercedes gearbox.
yeah,
So the back end still belongs to McLaren.
but they successfully integrated a power unit to their design. And,
Okay,
and win the
agree with you on
championship,
that point. Yes.
yeah. That's actually a big slap to Toto's face. Yeah, that
No, actually, it's a green, happy green, and also sadness lah for Toto.
because in a way it proves that their engine and their power unit can win championships, but their team cannot.
But like Haziq said the other day, it's two totally different entity, HPP and Mercedes.
Correct.
So I don't know whether Toto should be happy or crying.
Toto is also the boss of HPP, right?
He,
Or he's just
I'm
the
not sure about that.
I'm not particularly sure. Was it?
It's just Mercedes, right?
Yeah, just
Mercedes
the
F1.
AMG Formula 1 team. Yeah.
And Haas is again consistently in the points. You know, somehow they'll crawl back their way into the points. You know, every time you see top 10, Berman, Berman, Berman. What the hell is this?
But when you talk about engines, right? Going into 2026, it'll be very interesting to see how this individual engine manufacturer will perform, especially for Audi and also Honda, basically. So they don't have a customer team to back their data and so on. But then again, no one knows which engine is doing the right thing.
But do you know that the only changes is the MGUH and also the power supply?
Yeah, but then also the introduction of sustainable fuel.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
so that in itself also give a different dimension to how the engine will run, especially in hot conditions and whatnot. How can you maintain? How can you sustain reliability for
I
the
think the
engine?
surprise would be, I think Honda lah. Honda will surprise people
Yeah, I think Honda will surprise
because
people
Aramco
also.
is the biggest contributor to the advancement of the fuel. I would believe so.
2025,
Compared to others.
which is the most interesting race?
2025. I think there were quite a few, but one of them is definitely Silverstone. Silverstone
British GP 2025.
British
Very
GP.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Pit lane to podium.
Bit late.
Pit lane to podium.
Pit to podium, Sao Paulo. I could
Sao
also
Paulo is always
say
good.
Canada.
Canada, the
Russell
wreckage.
Ball. Yeah, the
The
wreckage
wreckage.
incident. Which other races? They're so dominant lah, McLaren.
I mean, for one that
me-
wasn't a race was Monaco. The qualifying was really good. I fully expected Charles to take, but Lando managed to string it together. That was actually you have to admit that those were the rare.
Charles took pole, right?
No,
No.
he second.
Second.
Yeah, Lando picked him at the end, but it was that those moments where you can see that Lando has that quality to win races and can pull.
Thanks to the car.
Yeah.
Nothing. Repeat, bro. For me, I would say Suzuka.
Yeah.
Suzuka.
Next one by how many tenths?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember somebody sitting there with his butt clenched the whole race. In Suzuka.
Suzuka, Imola was a good one.
Okay,
San Marino.
I have to agree. Imola, I think the first lap, the
Max
iconic
took
overtake
over
from Max.
PS3.
Yeah.
Okay, Brazil as well for me. Sorry lah.
All the Max.
All the Honda won races lah. All the Honda, it was close. You have to. I mean, it
So
might
I
be
think this
your.
was so close.
How close was it?
But now it relies on what's the outcome of it. If Max on top, that's the highlight lah.
For me lah, yes. Because the Honda power is there.
So
No, but
there's a bit
I
of biasness
agree.
there.
There is not biasness. Is the support that I really show for Honda since I was young. Because they are the only manufacturers to beat Ferrari, Mercedes, whatever manufacturers that you throw. So they are always there. Which Japanese manufacturer won in Formula One other than Honda?
Win championship, right?
Yeah. Who?
No.
Honda is the only one, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Toyota
So
pretty
I
obvious.
really respect them for what they have done for the Japanese sport, and also me as a fan. I feel proud as a Honda supporter. So that's why if you see races that there's a Honda involved in it, there are always something interesting in it.
Yeah.
Austria 2019 when they won the first race, that was also very cool, very close racing,
Yeah.
right? So
Max might even show the Honda
the logo, yeah. So this year Max didn't have the car that he wanted to, but he still was there. 8 wins, yeah, bro. Take note, 8 wins.
Most wins, right?
Most wins from McLaren boys. He stole 8 wins.
How
So
about
that's
the
my
biggest news in 2025?
Lando's partying video. Sorry.
Biggest news 2025. I would say, if let's say in the beginning of 2025, you told me that Red Bull will no longer have Adrian Newey, Christian Horner, and Helmut Marko, and Jonathan Wheatley.
Oh yeah, that's
By the end of the season.
I
Yeah.
think that would be the biggest news.
Yeah.
That felt like a whole different
Yeah, man.
season altogether. But at the beginning of 2025, all of them were there. All of them were
Yes,
there.
exactly.
Yeah. And
One by one left.
yeah, and to see Adrian Newey already sign up with another team and already now developing Aston Martin to this extent, but you wouldn't have expected it. The division of the Red Bull group, and despite that, Max still over there 2 points behind. So yeah.
That
I
Qatar
agree.
GP.
For me, it has to be the departure of Christian Horner lah. Leaving, it was
Exactly.
I think that
Very
made
sudden
the
also.
headlines quite a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a mess lah. I mean that period.
I think for maybe newer and younger fans, they probably don't see much. They won't feel the effect
Significance
much.
of it, yeah.
But for someone like us who have been watching Formula One since the 2000s and 90s era, you saw Christian came in 2005. Remember the old Star Wars, Superman.
Yeah,
Liberty,
we respect his
whatever.
achievements lah. But
And suddenly this team that he built started winning with Seb and with Max. It's kind of sad lah, because just imagine Toto leaving Mercedes. The feeling would be the same.
don't worry, you already sell few shares.
He still own a lot of shares.
I know.
Oh, I still owns a lot of
He own a lot of
shares.
shares. He just liquidated.
He basically
He
liquidated
basically
some.
cash out already, and then the rest are
The
all
revenue
his-
cash out already.
Yeah, the rest is all
bagi
future
roll lah.
generation.
My ROI already
He needs to
returned.
maintain his car, bro. The car
The MG1.
So yeah, for me, Christian leaving, I guess I felt like a lot of the success, most of the success is also because of Christian. You know, without his leadership lah, I don't think Red Bull could have achieved what they have achieved.
Putting in right people at the right time, you know.
Yeah.
Then taking away people at the right time.
So
Both
actually,
ways.
that's Formula One. You don't
Yeah.
only need the drivers, you need the
The
car.
whole team, yes.
You also need the engineers.
Yep,
Yeah.
correct.
It's a whole concept. You need a togetherness between machine, people, and also your talent.
And the new fans.
Mm.
Without the new fans, you're not nowhere.
What's your takeaway from 2025? Biggest lesson?
Biggest lesson lah. Don't leave it too late lah.
Don't leave it too late.
Yes.
In what sense?
In terms of maximizing every potential out of the car or development, you must start from the beginning. The moment you stall, there's a stagnant in your development in terms of the first half, then you're done. You're not gonna catch up unless you're Max Verstappen lah.
That's exactly.
My biggest takeaway for 2025, I think the biggest takeaway,
Pit lane, Monza. Biggest takeaway.
I think for me,
Or Singapore budging, then not giving back the position.
for someone who admire Max Verstappen, I think for 2025 you admire him even more, despite him losing the championship. And I think for most of the non-Max Verstappen fan, I think some of them also shifted in terms of being a bit more respectful towards
despite
Max.
you not having a winnable car, you're still able to win races, like you said.
You
8
reduce the
races.
deficit from 104 points to
2 points.
just 2.
Thanks to Kimi.
I can't remember when was the last time a driver
More
managed
than
to do
that, he
that.
actually passed Oscar already. The
Yeah, he passed
104.
Oscar basically.
Yeah.
So he made a surplus
Yeah.
against championship leader. So yeah,
That's down to raw talent, or is it the car still?
Bit of both. I feel like you are watching Max at his peak, which is like Alonso in Ferrari. He dragged that sorry ass Ferrari all the way to the last race and try and beat to try and compete for the championship. It's the same case here. You're-
full combination of car, driver, engineers and strategists. You have to remember that.
Despite them losing a lot of personnel.
Yeah.
They still have a good race engineer and strategist.
And that race in Qatar, thanks to the race engineer, what's her name? Hannah.
Hannah, the
She
strategist.
She was, firm with the decision. Let's pit.
But her answer was quite memorable as well. She was like, what was going through your mind when you were called to pitch? She was like, that's the only solution. That's the only decision. There's
Direct-
no other way."
direct
Yeah.
agree.
These are people with data-driven minded. So yeah, that's how they manage to see. There's only one solution. There's no other
How
options.
can McLaren mess that up? I just can't brain it until now. It's a highlight also, ma.
They had, in McLaren's thought process is, yes, that's probably the best decision, but you have seen so many times in the past when you're the lead car, right? It's the worst. It's so Qatar 2021, Lewis was in the lead. He don't know what to do with it. I think it was Silverstone 2022, was it, when Sainz won that race? Yeah, Leclerc was in the lead, wasn't he? Was it? Yeah, Leclerc was in the lead. Then he didn't pit also. What in the lead? Everybody else pit behind him. And then Ferrari asked Sainz to pull.
They just want to cover the position.
Right?
Even 2021.
They want
as
track
well.
position.
In
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, cover the track position.
Yes.
But it doesn't make sense. When you have a superior car, you can easily overtake the people. The driver in front.
Because sometimes in the case of 2021 was because they don't know whether you end under safety car. So there was that. But this particular one, when you're in the lead, you always want to protect track position. Even Ferrari told Sainz to back up 10 car lengths, and that was the famous stop inventing. Yeah.
Correct.
So
who was leading the Qatar GP again?
Max.
No. I mean, who led the race before the
fiasco?
Yeah,
Lando
the
lah.
fiasco. Is it Lando or
Lando
Oscar?
and Piastri, right?
I think
Both
it was-
also was first
No,
and
I think
second.
it was Oscar.
Oscar
Oscar
was
leading.
leading.
That
Yes.
was
They were 1-2.
That was the reason. Because if they were to make the right call, it has to be
Lando.
Oscar to pit,
Yes. But
not
he,
Lando.
Yeah.
Now they cannot make the call because if they will make the call, then Lando will lose position, then they might lose the championship.
Yeah.
Agree.
And this is them trying to say, we're trying to make it equal, like by not calling them into pit at all. So
Again, it's just
so if they make the call, Oscar would have won the race.
Yeah, easily. He was very disappointed after that.
Yeah.
It was clear lah. There were
And then,
a few things that.
if you look at another angle, this season was like similar, close to 2021. When it came to the last race of the season, bear in mind, Max used the new engine, like how Hamilton used in 2021, a fresh power unit for him to run maximum until the end.
Yes.
Also in Brazil.
Also in Brazil.
Yeah.
So it's like the similarities of a championship caliber season. So I felt like this season was off the hook. Yeah.
It's good.
Interesting season, I would say.
Yeah. I think
Which team disappointed you guys the most?
Ferrari.
Yeah. I would second that.
Okay.
Marinello?
Agreed. Moving
Yeah.
on.
Moving on.
But what made them
was
so messed up?
Is it a driver blunder? Is it a team mismanagement? Is it performance-wise? What is it with Marinello?
I
Can we
think they just don't
dissect
have
this?
the cohesiveness. The whole bonding is not the same from the engineering side and the driver side.
And what is it with Marinello? Changing from one TP to one TP to one TP, and just cannot get that fix, that perfect solution.
Yeah, not only that, they actually changed their rear suspension setup, or is it front suspension setup? To front suspension setup. Yeah, they changed that, and then they've been plagued with the ride height the whole year. They have to lift and coast for most of especially near the end of the race. Why they had to do that was because the wear on the plank was too much. The car probably was bouncing too much, or it was just running too low to the ground, and it cannot extract max performance.
Yeah.
So because of that, we didn't see the full potential of the car. But that's also a lot to say about the engineering department, where they are not able to design a car that can perform within the.
But take note, Red Bull is
window,
going to
yeah.
switch to similar setup with Ferrari next season.
That one was interesting. Yeah.
So I don't know whether
Did the boys-
because no more ground effect era. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They are
So they
changing.
can switch.
Yes.
The Marinello boys push the car to the limit, you think?
Too much to the limit because they designed it in such a way where the plank wear was way too thin at the end of every race. And I think they were leading the Italian Grand Prix for the first 2/3 of the race. Then all of a sudden, both cars had
They
to lift
lost
and
pace.
coast.
Yeah.
They had to lift and coast the whole way. So there were a lot of examples of that. China was the same. China, they pushed all the way their car to the max and got disqualified. So they knew from there something was fundamentally wrong with the car. And
Because their pace is way off. They are about 4/10 to 6/10 of a second down from the top
In
two
race
boys.
pace, they were like sometimes 2 seconds.
yeah.
Also,
So-
the entire mood between the drivers and their race engineers is just not as positive as the other teams. If you listen to Lewis' team radios with his race engineers, I mean,
Scolding the engineers on the radio.
it's like you're negotiating at pasar malam. Like I want this, no, I want that. I want this, no, I want that.
I heard about
Sainz
that.
was a perfect example of taking leadership in despite him saying the other way. So you have to be like that. Yes, you are prone to getting affected by your race engineer with that kind of unmotivated tone. Maybe Italian speaks like that. We don't know.
But Sainz did scold
He
Ricardo
did, he just
Adami a few
spit.
times, yeah. But there was one interesting comment I saw recently that Bono came out to say he heard Lewis's radio live on the broadcast in the race. He thought to himself, I know what Lewis is saying and I know what he wants.
Yeah.
But the reply from Ricardo Adami was not what he wants.
Yes.
So like that years of synergy, sometimes it takes time. That's why Leclerc had to bring in his own engineer, Bozzi, wasn't it? So I think communications were much smoother after that. And it even helped him to push him to better.
But I think Mercedes won't allow Bono to go there.
No, I don't think so.
No, Bono will not go.
Yeah, Bono also don't want to go.
Yeah.
I don't think he will
No,
go. I think
That's-
even Nui doesn't want to go.
That's a retirement scheme, right?
Yeah. If he wanted to retire, then yes.
Sorry, La Ferrari. What can we do?
So talking about retirement, our next segment is going to be a tribute to Sauber.
Yes.
I think finally after many years, the team will be changed over to Audi. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Thank you guys.
Right.
Alright guys, welcome back. This is our last segment. I think it's only due justice before we wrap up the year to pay tribute to a team that's exiting Formula 1.
Yes.
So that is Sauber, right? So Haziq, I think you
Yeah.
have some stats to share with us.
It is actually very sad knowing that Sauber will be leaving Formula 1 for good starting next season. But Sauber have been part of Formula 1's very long, since 1993. They started with this car, the Sauber C12. But Sauber themselves was established in the 70s. They started as a team that focused on World Sports Car Championship. They even had Michael Schumacher driving their sports cars with the Sauber C9, if I'm not mistaken. And eventually, when they decided to join Formula 1, they had Mercedes as their partner to build the engine, and that's why you can see from the first car, the Sauber C12, you can see at the back of the car it says concept by Mercedes-Benz. And throughout their entire 30 years involvement in Formula 1, they had been ups and downs, struggles, but also they had one win, multiple podiums, and great memories, especially for us Malaysians. And to see their last race this season, sad for me because growing up I always look forward to Sauber, especially when Petronas was involved with Sauber. And next year it will be Audi that's taken full ownership of Sauber. And but for me as fans, I will always remember Sauber as one of the core teams in Formula 1, I would say. So
Yeah, for us as a Malaysian, that we grew up watching them actually. Whenever there's an event or some Formula 1 season that is approaching our calendar, during those days, we will have anticipation to wait what merchandise to buy, how to follow up with them, and also gathering with. Back then, no social media, but the fan base which we saw back then when they had these demos, activities, was huge. The whole KLCC will be like everybody, the Formula 1 fans. So how Malaysian got to know Formula 1 is Petronas, Sauber Petronas involvement. So for me also the same thing, proud to be the fan of Sauber. And then they had a great journey actually. Being a midfield team with collaborating with huge powerhouses like BMWs, and also Petronas itself having an engine built for them. So yeah, Sauber had a good run, and then I'm gonna miss them so much. The worst part was the last picture taken in Abu Dhabi. Like Peter Sauber standing with his headphone, in his hand. That was really
emotional.
Damn.
But at least they had a podium this season.
Yeah. Thanks to Nico, man.
Yeah.
Maybe Haziq, you can share some numbers with our fans about Sauber.
Oh wow. Total 513 races, 939 points, 28 podiums, 1 pole position, and also 1 race win. And the win came from this car, the F108 BMW Sauber, driven by Robert Kubica during the 2008 Canadian GP. In fact, it was a 1-2 finish by BMW Sauber.
1-2.
It was a 1-2 finish.
They were leading the Constructors Championship.
And they led the Constructors Championship, and Kubica also led the Drivers Championship in that year.
That was the peak, isn't it? Peak
That was
Sauber.
the peak. I was like, as a Malaysian, that's one of the proudest moments as a Malaysian F1 fan.
Don't you guys feel that when Petronas was sponsoring Sauber, the vibe, the passion, the spirit is so much different than sponsored Mercedes by Petronas?
Sponsored Mercedes by Petronas was like a corporate thingy,
It's very corporate.
Yeah, we don't see the culture
very
anymore.
icy, very cold.
Correct. But with Petronas Sauber, I mean, the fans could involve in it. Being close to them. The touch is there.
Then
Even the car livery says it all.
Even the Sepang posters were also covered with Sauber pictures, right?
Exactly. In fact, as a kid growing up in the 2000s, I get the opportunity to go to Petroscience, the Galleria Cipriano in Langkawi, and then as kid who love Formula One and you get to see an actual Formula One car. I mean, at the time, I believe it was an actual Formula One car, although we all know it's just a show car. But just to get to see an actual car. In fact, in Langkawi, they had the engine together with it. Was a proud moment because you know that Malaysia has achieved something
Yeah.
through this thing, through this
Exactly.
car. So, yeah.
And
What
it-
would you miss about Sauber leaving F1, Kumar? Just one touch point.
the logo,
Logo?
the
Haziq?
Sauber logo.
Miss most about Sauber leaving Formula One? Maybe the hopes and dream that they always gave. Yeah,
No,
but
Yeah.
I think
Drivers.
The drivers that they bring in, might not be the same anymore.
Yeah.
yeah.
Eugene?
I think it's the we mourn the death of another private team,
Yes.
led by a privateer, a guy who embodies the spirit of F1. In Switzerland, there's a rule, there's a motorsport ban. You're not allowed to race cars. There's no motorsport. But this guy, Peter Sauber, decided, you know what? In this country, even though there's a motorsport ban, I decide to start a motorsport team and go to F1. Fight well, F1 is the pinnacle of motorsports.
Yes.
So build the F1 team, race with the best, even though my country bans it. So
Right.
this kind of entrepreneurial spirit, or something that you are so passionate about, and you desire so strongly for, regardless of whatever that's ahead of you. This kind of privateer spirit, like, I mean, all the crazy. He joins the plethora of crazy individual owners, Frank Williams, Colin Chapman, and now Peter Sauber. As much as we celebrate Audi coming in, it's a big, flashy name, big corporate, but we also mourn the departure of another privateer with a great vision, with a strong fighting spirit, and he didn't go down quietly lah. So Sauber made headlines when and they opened doors.
Winning is one thing, but sustaining for that long
Yeah.
in Formula One is also an achievement on its own. lah.
33 seasons.
Yeah, they had good car every time they produce it.
Mm.
Being there all the time. I remember Sergio Perez fighting with Alonso for the win. In Sepang 2011-12 race.
And they outlasted Williams. Williams won how many championships? They lasted longer than the Williams
Yes.
as well before being bought over by a conglomerate or corporation.
He dragged the team
Checo, Kobayashi, all won podiums with Sauber.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Kobayashi in Japan, then
Checo in
Checo in
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
So thank you very much, Sauber, for giving us the opportunity to witness all your success and glory, and also your setbacks
Don't cry,
as well.
Eugene. Don't cry.
Yeah.
It's
So
unfortunate.
Peter Haber, you did marvelous job in Formula One, I would say.
Exactly, and then having those merchandise from back then, which we still keep, because it's Sauber Petronas.
Okay, so to wrap up 2025, moving to 2026, what are some of your hopes?
There's few technical changes. No, not few, man. It's
I think there's a lot,
the
right?
whole shift in terms of chassis, in terms of power unit, in terms of tires, in terms of the
Aerodynamic.
safety, aerodynamic. So it will be an unknown territory. We hope that the best team gets the good out of it. But then the certain rumors that are going on at the moment due to the power unit gray area, due to the compression. So that is need to be looked at, whether it will be equalized or it will be, FI will let it go and other manufacturers have to catch it up. So the changes will be narrower tires, active moving aerodynamics, MOM, or they will rename it with something else later, I think. MOM sounds the mom. Okay, and then the aero package. Aero package, if you can see, the previous generation of cars, they had the venturi tunnels here, multiple venturi tunnels, and so many aero cuts on the floor.
Yes.
So that will be banned, and also the venturi tunnels will be lesser, only 2 I think in the front, and then another 2 at the behind.
Yeah.
So it will be much more plainer, similar to what we have now. Back then, this car, and then the shape would almost look like 2007 season. So we look forward to it. Many things are unknown. Hopefully, the best driver and the best team,
I think the diffuser can also be a main focus next
correct.
season. That's something Adrian Newey has a slight advantage.
Yeah.
And then just to touch slightly on welcoming Cadillac into F1
Yes.
and also
Yes.
Audi.
They are very confident. Let's see how they does it.
They will use a Ferrari engine first
Mm.
before eventually developing their own engine.
Right.
And with the two number 2 drivers, I think they can go number 1.
Two number 2 drivers. That's
Check
the
out
key
Bottas,
point,
yeah.
brother. Two number 2 drivers. Let's go.
With the American culture, burgers and stuff like that, we have burger rules after this. Instead of papaya rules.
Burgers and beers, bro.
Yeah, burgers and beers.
So you guys, thank you very much for 2025, Haziq, Eugene, Kumar. I think it's been a wonderful
Yes.
ride. It's been a wonderful season actually. So as we welcome 2026, we hope to have a race party.
Definitely, we will conduct some race parties again. Might not be Dark Horse, maybe some other place, but we will keep you posted. But take note that we're gonna put up a competition coming next. Whoever interested to know more, check out our page in Instagram, Paddock Show. There's a diecast that will be given away. You just have to like, share, follow, and tag as many friends as possible. And there'll be a question that you need to answer. So whoever gets the question right and precise will be going away with Checo Perez's diecast.
So finally, we need to also thank our partners, Dark Horse, Rage Room, 4 Wheels.
4 Wheels and 2 Wheels Media, thank you so much.
Yes, and then also your channel. By the
Here
Beats.
comes the beat.
Yeah.
That is something that my friend and I are collaborating for music scene. So these are some of the support that we are giving, and then we also want to expand more. We know that there are so many fans out there, Malaysia. I mean, Formula One fans.
And also SIC and also the media partners at the
Yes,
track
correct.
for allowing us to have
Yeah,
access
that was awesome
for
experience.
all the races this season.
Yep.
Okay,
We hope to
thank
do
you
more.
very much.